Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy 6 on the 6 Gaming channel. I am back with a new video for y'all. This time it's a breakdown video of one of my favorite fighting games since the ninth installment. I used to be a big Mortal Kombat fan way back in the day. Fell out of it when they went the 3D route, but got right back into it in Mortal Kombat 9. And I think Mortal Kombat 9 is one of the better fighting games of all time. But yeah, Mortal Kombat 11 gameplay was revealed today. NetherRealm had a very big event showing off gameplay and what's going on within this game, showing off mechanics and so on and so forth. And right now the trailer is playing in the background. It's showing some gameplay and some story elements as well. You got Dark Raiden. You got Baraka. Baraka is back. He was missing in MKX, but now he's back in MK11. You got Scarlet. Scarlet was in MK9 as a DLC character. Now she's in the original roster of MK11. You got everybody's fan favorite Sub-Zero. He looking dope. Scorpion, the Hellfire dude himself. You got Kung Lao and Liu Kang. I don't know if Kung Lao will be in the game, but I'm pretty sure Liu Kang will definitely be in the game. We got Sonya Blade. Hopefully we get a lot of more other characters. You've seen fatalities, you've seen some story mode stuff, so on and so forth. Sonya Blade looking like a beast in this game. So does Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero's looking really beasty. Scorpion looking crazy as well. But yeah, that's the trailer right there. Mortal Kombat 11, and you get to see Scarlet's fatality. Her fatality is looking really crazy. Well, blood control and so on and so forth. That's really dope. She looks really dope. That outfit at least looks really dope as a character as well. But yeah, moving on to the gameplay. So Ebu came on stage and showed off some gameplay for various characters. Scorpion and Baraka was up first. And he said something about there being a variation system just like how it was in MKX, but it's more Injustice-like, where you could customize your moves, special moves, however you want. So that's pretty dope. My only gripe about Injustice is that the special moves in Injustice was hand in hand with the gear system, and the gear system used to advance and debuff stats and stuff like that, and that wasn't viable in tournaments. So that whole system with the gear moves, stuff like that, was put to waste because you wasn't able to use those moves in tournaments. So that was a really bad thing about that when it came to Injustice 2. Hopefully they learned their mistakes and apply it effectively in Mortal Kombat 11, where you had these special moves for variations separate from the customizable stuff you could do in Mortal Kombat 11. So now, moving on to the gameplay, you see Scorpion doing some slick moves. He got some low string right there. They said he uses his sword a lot more. That looked like a variation move when he's spinning his little spear and stuff like that. You see Baraka hit Scorpion with an interactable. So interactables are back, and they were explained to be a little bit different, like how they normally was, because there's a couple of new mechanics to Mortal Kombat 11. One mechanic that is definitely disappeared is the run mechanic. The run mechanic is no longer in Mortal Kombat 11. The run mechanic was introduced in Mortal Kombat X, and it was a very big mechanic tied to Mortal Kombat X, but it kind of made the game too fast paced, and it kind of was like straight rush down, high-low mix-up type of thing with the run mechanic, and zoning wasn't really a big thing in Mortal Kombat X. So now they removed the run mechanic. I wonder if it's gonna go back to this footsie heavy base game and not high-low mix of 50-50 like how MKX was. Now, as you see on the screen, you see something that said fatal blow when your life is below 30% health. So everyone explained, when your life is below 30% health, you gain access to a fatal blow. So another thing that is missing, and real quick, that move is so cool of Baraka, where he's able to do something. He it's like he has a move in his moveset when he's able to play an interactable, and then he's able to use the interactable after that. That's so dope with Baraka that I found out. And it's also within his fatal blow as well, so that's also cool. And speaking about fatal blows, his Scorpion's fatal blow, as you can see. But yeah, going back to explaining the fatal blow. So X-ray moves is gone. X-ray moves in other Mortal Kombat was basically something that was tied to your meter, where you had 3 bars of meter and you're able to do a super move, right? And this is that cut. Let me cut real quick. That's the interactive move. After I think it stays there. After you hit that move, it stays there, and you can use it as an interactive one. That's really, really dope. But back to what I was saying, X-ray moves was tied to your meter, and you had 3 bars of meter, and you were able to do the super move. Now, it wasn't really. It was basically used as a round ender, because it wasn't really nothing else to use it for. Because it scaled heavily in combos. You could use it to like beat out, because it had armor properties to it, so you could use it like to beat out other people's moves, secure a round, and do hella check a jam damage and get ahead and so forth. But it was no other reason to use it. But now in MK11, since they replaced it, and I'm gonna talk more and explain more about it later on. But since they replaced it with this fatal blow mechanic, it's a more in-depth meta thing to it, and we're gonna talk about that a little bit later. But right now, you see on screen is a whole customization system that they showed off. So this is pretty big as well. Basically, it takes what Adjusted 2 had, when you can customize the character and the look of it, and so on and so forth. And as you see on the screen, you see the many different variation, well, not variation, but the outfits and so on and so forth for Scorpion and Baraka going on. They took that from Injustice 2 and placed that in MK11, where you can make your Scorpion look completely different from everybody else's Scorpion. And I'm pretty sure this is going to be something that's going to be collectible items and so on and so forth, pieces, gear pieces, so like you could do in Injustice 2. But right now, you got gameplay of Scarlet, and this is like a different customized look of Scarlet and Sonya Blade. Now, Scarlet looks really, really good. She doesn't seem to play like how she used to play. I mean, even though Ed said some of the fan favorite moves is back, but to me, she looked like a completely different character, brand new almost. So, but she has the teleport, but I think in the other MK, if I remember correctly, she had like a teleport and attack, where this is just a regular teleport. This could be tied to the variation system, so I'm not going to go too deep into it. But Scar looks really, really dope. She has some good zoning tools, as you see. Also, as you just seen what Sonya did right there, there's something called a flawless block, or you could basically call it a perfect block, where you're able, if you block exactly as a attack hits, you're able to take less chip damage, you recover faster, and you might be able to punish stuff that normally wouldn't be punishable, or so on and so forth. So they said this is like a really high skilled technique that is going to be hard to master but very rewarding. So that's really dope. Another thing you've seen when you get these zoomed in moves and so on and so forth, like that move right there, these are called, I believe, crush blows. And this mechanic kind of reminds me of Lethal Hits in Soul Calibur, where you do a move, and if it hits in a certain situation, it would hit the opponent and gain different properties or do even more damage than it normally would do, and so on and so forth. And that's pretty dope. Now you get a chance to see, you just seen Sonya before Fatal Blow. Now you seen Scarlet Witch's Fatal Blow. Her Fatal Blow is really, really cool. So yeah, and now you about to see Scarlet Witch's Fatality. And she takes the blood, all the blood out of Sonya Blade's body, and stabs her with her own blood. That's pretty dope. They just shown, I think, one fatality period for every character. I believe in the gameplay trailer they did show more. For at least Scorpion, it looked like they showed his second fatality. But yeah, so moving on. Right now we got some of the fatalities of the characters that they showed off in this build. They showed off in this build. They had 7 characters. They had Raiden, you had Sonya, you had Scarlet, you had Scorpion, you had Baraka, you had Sub-Zero, and you had a new character called Geras. And they showed off all their fatalities and almost all their gameplays. The only person we didn't get a chance to see, because there was an event later on where pro players got a chance to play. You had Dragon, you had Sonic, you had Rewind, you had so on and so forth. But the only person they didn't show was Sub-Zero, and I was kind of like down about that because I want to see how Sub-Zero plays like. But yeah, so we got Geras footage right here. They showed off Geras, and this character reminds me of Prince of Persia type, because they said he could rewind time, and then he also does something with sand, like his moveset has to do with sand and stuff like that. So instantly I just thought of Prince of Persia when I thought of rewinding time or freezing time in sand, which is kind of crazy. So they also said he's a brawler grappler, and it was showed off he has some zoning abilities as well. But as you saw before, he had that grab that basically took you all the way to the wall. It has great corner carry. He got some like sand traps, as you can see, you know, whatever. He got moves like this where he could like basically he could transverse through the stage, so on and so forth. He also got this time stopping move or rewind move, as you see right there. He rewinded back in time to the spot he was originally in. Then he got time freeze where he could hold you in place. You could hit them a couple times and then keep on going with the combo. And then also his fatal blow attack seems to hit from very far away. I don't know if it hits for full screen, but at least hits from 3/4 or half the screen distance, as it could pull in the character, as you can see. And right here is his fatality. You see him shifting through the stages, through the sand, Gara-esque like, and then he smacks you the back of your head with his palm and knocks your face and your brain out. And that's really crazy right there. That's really dope. And he looks like a dope character. It's safe to say I don't think Jax is going to make it back in this game. He looked like he kind of takes that Jax Springs playstyle, so I don't know. Also, they showed some little bit of story mode footage, which I had a very, very quick scene of it. And then also, Ed Boon revealed that the voice of Sonya Blade in this game is no other than Ronda Rousey. Yes, Ronda Rousey is doing the voice of Sonya Blade. Immediately when he was talking on stage, talking about, oh, I got this real badass character, I'm a person to do this and this and that, I immediately thought of Ronda Rousey. There's no other person I could have thought of, especially her popularity. Well, it kind of went down off of the defeat that she suffered as Amanda Nunes and Holly Holmes, but it kind of skyrocketed back up when her going to the WWE and they making her that person, that go-to person in WWE, so on and so forth. So yeah, Ronda Rousey is the voice of Sonya Blade, and then right now they just showing just a highlight reel of Sonya Blade. This is her fatal blow. Her fatal blow to me is the best one. Next to Geras. Geras got a very cool looking fatal blow as well. But Sonya Blade's fatal blow is really cool. Sonic Fox had played this character during the exhibition matches, and he was doing a really, really good job with her. She looks to be very strong. She looks to be the same kind of how she was in MKX, a high-low mix-up character, but not as cheap. I think she don't have like an instant overhead move like she did in MKX. She has a move where the second string is an overhead and so on and so forth. So it's more reactable now, as in before it's just high-low, where now she's like kind of more reactable. As I have right now going on screen, this is a gameplay of Sonic Fox versus Rerun. I chose this match because to me this was the best match of the night. Everybody else was in. They definitely look like they just picked up the game, but these two look like they had some. These two, Rewind, Sonic Fox, look like they really explored the game to its fullest as they could with the short amount they could. They had a really, really good set. As you see, Rewind with the whole anti-air combo, so on and so forth. He made Raiden to me look very, very sick, and I really want to play Raiden. Raiden in this game looked like a footsie control-based character instead of a high-low mix-up character like he was in the other Mortal Kombats. But But yeah, let's talk about gameplay stuff. So we have a system mechanic, right? Where they kind of replaced the run mechanic with this, right? So you have 2 meters, right? Two meters, 2 bars a meter, right? It's not your normal meter gauge like it was in MKX or MK9. You know, in MKX and MK9, you got 3 bars a meter or 4 bars or whatever, and you're able to do certain moves, enhanced moves, so on and so forth. Everything was tied into this resource, right? In this game, everything is not tied into the resource of your meters because you have 2 bars a meter now, right? So certain resources go into 1 bar and certain resources go into the other bar. Now let me explain. As you can see, the meter refilling and decreasing, it goes like this. So you have a bar for attacking, right? And enhancement moves and so on and so forth. Then you had a bar for defense, and this would come like defense would basically be wake up attacks, roll escapes, corner escapes, so on and so forth from there. And the difference between these moves is the attacking, like I said earlier, is for enhancing special attacks or maybe even certain combo strings and so on and so forth, right? And the defensive move would be for wake up attack. When you're on the floor, you do a wake up attack, and then you have access to an invincible move. Now, I think they explained that every character has 3 wake up attacks, and they all invincible. And depending the one you do is depending how safe it is or unsafe it is. Like, maybe I think basically how it explains is basically, say you want to do your safe wake up attack, you could do your safe wake up attack. But your safe wake up attack could be avoided, but probably by like a jump. Like you could jump over across and then punish your opponent from there. But where a launcher wake up attack might hit that opponent out the air and able to launch them, or even just cover that airspace where your other wake up attack wouldn't. But that one's unsafe. So that's the mind game right there when it comes to the wicked game. And then you also have other options. You could roll escape. I think you could roll escape backwards and then roll escape forwards. Then you got the corner escape. And they also say when you want to use the interactables in the corner, if you want to armor your interactables, it's going to take 1 bar of your defense meter and 1 bar of your attacking meter. Another thing is you have 2 bars each to each meter. So you have 2 bars to your attack, 2 bars to your defense. And like other Mortal Kombat games where you get hit or attack and so on and so forth, where your meter builds up as you're doing attacks or getting hit or defending and so on and so forth, this game, your meter automatically builds by itself. So if you spend 2 bars a meter for a enhanced move right off the bat in a combo, you're not going to automatically get that back real quick as you apply a pressure or get hit, so on and so forth. That meter regenerates slowly by itself. So that's kind of good when it comes to like not abusing stuff. That's actually really good when it comes to not to abuse stuff. Like let's say a character has a plus on block string and you had 3 bars in meter to just keep running that move over and over and over. Now you can't just keep running that move over and over. And it's not going to be no block string that's going to be gaining you meter advantage over and over and over. So that's really good, and it makes the game more balanced to me in that sense, right? And same thing for defense mechanic. If you escape, you can't keep on escaping for free. You gotta use your meter. So that's pretty good. Now another thing they have, like I said, is the crush blow system. I think that's what's called, crush blow system, and it kind of reminds me, like I said earlier, like lethal hits, where you're in a certain situation, and if you hit that opponent with the right move in that situation, it will give a different property or extra damage to that move. Example, if you uppercut an opponent, this is one of the examples they gave during the stream. If you uppercut an opponent as they try to grab you, because you know grabs are high, and you uppercut it, that would activate crush blow, and I think that's a universal crush blow between the whole cast. And you know, normally in Mortal Kombat, uppercuts don't give you a combo, it just knocks the opponent back. In this game, if you hit with the crush blow, that will grant you a property hit of a juggle, and you can start your combo from there. So that's really, really good as well. So what's another thing they said? So another thing is back to the variation system. They said you can customize it however you see fit. You can choose what move you want. But I think they kind of did it like how also they did kind of like how Injustice 2 system was, where you had a certain amount of, how you say, points to put into your gear abilities or abilities and so on and so forth. So you have, I think from what I saw, you have a total of 15 max. So you have to customize your character for your gear abilities or variation abilities to fit into that cap space of 15. So if you have a move that's 3, and then you have another move that's 1, then another move that's 5, and another move that's 10, and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's how the variation system works, and that's pretty good. It's pretty dope. And here's an example of that crush blow system. They explained that Sonya crush blow happens where with that move, the enhanced move, if the second hit hits, if the first hit doesn't hit and the second hit hits, or something like that. I think that's how it's explained, and then that move does a whole bunch of more damage. Another thing they said is that there's not long combos like how it used to. We don't know that though. We just have to see when the game comes out. But they said that the combos is not as long as they used to. So another thing is that I haven't noticed a combo break system in this game at all yet. I haven't seen none of the pros use a combo break. I say it's about to die or anything like that. I ain't seen no pros use a combo break. So that leads me to believe that the combo break system is gone. And that's pretty big if the combo break system is really, really gone. But if the combo break system is gone, that'll probably lead to why the combos is not as long as it used to be, so on and so forth, because the combo break system is gone. So it seems like this game is more footsie based, kind of like how MK9 was. I thought MK9 was a really, really, really good game. I thought MKX is really good too, but I just thought it was just too high, 50-50 high-low base, where MK9 was more space and footsie oriented and so on and so forth. So I like the direction that they're going back to the footsie base thing, mechanic to things. Not mechanic, but footsie-based gameplay to Mortal Kombat. I also like that they bring in kind of the variation system back, but then putting a spin to it, a la Injustice 2 style. That's really, really good to me. I also like the fatal blow system. The fatal blow system I think is really, really dope because it's a mind game basically. So because I don't think I really fully fleshed out explained the fatal blow system, so let me explain it. So fatal blows in this game, you can only activate it when you're under 30% health, right? And the thing about fatal blows is that you can't constantly do it over every single round. You can only do it once per match. That's right. You can only do a fatal blow one time per match. So you have to basically choose wisely on when you're going to use a fatal blow or not. You don't want to just use the fatal blow in round 1 and then you have an opportunity when you're losing, but you can make this major comeback in round 2, but you can't make the comeback no more because the fatal blow is not even a factor. So it's going to be harder. Not that you can't make the comeback, but it's going to be significantly harder to make that comeback because there's no fatal blow at round 2 or 3 and you're losing. So yeah, so that's how the system works. The thing is, if the move is blocked, you can still use it, right? The move only disappears for your access to be used if the move is hit. So once you hit the opponent with the move and you go through the whole cinematic and so on and so forth, you cannot use fatal blow for the rest of the match again. Another thing about fatal blows is that it's not tied to a meter system. It's only tied to your health. So once you use the fatal blow and it's like you miss it or it's blocked, you can use it again, but after a certain cooldown. I believe the cooldown may be like 2 to 3 second cooldown, and then you're able to use the fatal blow again. Now, another thing about the fatal blow is that in Mortal Kombat X and 9, X-ray attacks, all the X-ray attacks had immediate startup armor, where fatal blow don't have immediate startup armor. The armor don't activate into a couple frames in, so it gotta be two, like I think they said 3 to 4 frames, then the armor activates. So you can't use it in a defensive attack way where you know your opponent about to throw out a move, so you just gonna like armor through whatever they have. If you don't time it properly, you will get punished because your opponent can't hit you out of a fatal blow. So just keep that in mind. So another mechanic that's not in this game is the neutral jump punch. The neutral jump punch doesn't give you that ground bounce no more. I think they said that you have to put on a variation move where you do get that neutral jump punch, the ground bounce with some characters, but all around across the board, you know how that was a universal thing where every character could just neutral jump punch to punish the opponent. You can't do that no more. They neutral jump punch is just gonna splat you to the ground. It doesn't give you that ground bounce no more. So that's pretty big. That's pretty big when it comes to combos and punishing and crushing stuff and so on and so forth. Now another thing also is that they have a hop jump. So a hop jump in this game is a low to the ground hop jump. Just be jump, basically what it sounds like, a hop jump. You hop, and every character has an attacking move out of this hop jump, and this hop jump is said to be able to avoid grabs. It's also able to avoid and low crush opponents to properly punish them, and that's pretty good. So if you got to read an opponent trying to down jab, you can do a hop jump, boom, splat them on the ground, and attack your opponent, get damage from there, and that's pretty good. Same thing when it goes for if your opponent's gonna grab you. You do a hop jump, hit them with the hop jump attack, and punish them when they go for a grab. So that's really good, and it adds another good element to the game. So far what I'm seeing from Mortal Kombat 11 is pretty much all good things. I studied some of the matches. It feels really like old Mortal Kombat, especially watching this rewind of Silent Fox match. It really feels like old Mortal Kombat to me, MK9. It feels a lot like MK9, but the problem with that is MK9 was towards the end of its lifespan. It was pretty like zoning heavy, and it was hard to get around. Even though watching at a high level, it was really dope to see people cast that shit, like block dash cancel, block dash cancel, block dash cancel. It was pretty cool to see that, at high level, but it was pretty hard to play against a very hard zoning play style like that, especially when you had to go against a Cabal. Cabal was ridiculous in MK9. But moving on, that's the end of this video. Hopefully you was able to enjoy the video and I explained some things for y'all. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Check out some of the past content. Make sure to hit the notification bell to get alerted each time I drop a new vid for y'all. Also, you want to help support my channel any type of way at all, check the description box below to do so. But I hope all of you have a nice day. Peace. Till the lights go out, till my leg give out, can't shut my mouth, till the smoke